if you're a photographer and you're saying, this is going to be my year to finally make more moolah, some more cha-ching as a photographer, well, you're in luck, because in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down how you can make that happen for yourself in the year 2026. So make sure to check out this video. Hey there, photography friend. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel for the first time. If you're new here, my name's Sean Brown. I'm a high school senior portrait photographer. And now what I do is, after growing my business to 6 figures per year, I now help photographers just like you do the exact same through more time, flexibility, and freedom in your business by booking more clients and making more money. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We cover all things photography here, and I'm super excited to have you for this video where we're going to talk about how you can start making more money as a photographer in 2026. And this is your year. This is the year that you're going to finally make it happen. I believe in you, and we're gonna break it down in this video for how you can make that happen. And I'm gonna give you 5 steps to follow that may seem very simple, and that's because hopefully they are. It's one of the things of, I'm not here to say that this is gonna be super easy, and this isn't a get rich quick business, but when you follow the principles, when you do the right things happen in your business. So where I want to start with this video is looking back at my business in 2012, so over 13, 14 years ago. And it wasn't the business that it is today. In fact, one of the things is I was probably much like you, where I was staying up till late hours of the night, literally 1, 2, 3 a.m., operating on Red Bull and coffee. I was building out my website. I was trying to figure out my pricing. Couldn't even get clients to work with me for free, much less pay me for my work. And one of the things that I remember thinking at that point in time is, I have to figure out something that's going to work. Maybe you're in a very similar situation right now. If that's you, these 5 things are things, techniques, whatever you want to call them, that I did in my business that radically transformed it. And the very first is in 2012, 2013, around that time period, I decided one thing and one thing only. I was going to be the high-end client experience for my clients. And this is the #1 thing that I would highly recommend you as a photographer doing. And yes, it's a big mindset shift. There's a lot of things that have to happen in order for you to make this happen. But the first thing is, you have to believe that you are going to provide a high-end client experience for your clients. And this is a big one, because what this does is it requires you saying, I am no longer going to be the photographer for everybody. I'm not going to be the photographer who takes the $50 shoot just because I happen to have a day free. This is you owning that every single client that you work with, you are going to provide a high quality experience for them, prepping them from start to finish, walking them through the process, making sure that they feel taken care of every step of the way, from when they first inquire with you all the way through when they receive their final products, photos, images, whatever it is, it's your final delivery. We'll get on more on that in a minute. But you have to make the mental shift of saying that I'm not going to be the photographer who is for everybody. I'm going to serve a subset of the clients that actually values what it is that I do, that isn't just looking for the cheapest option. And I know that you may be saying, well, I want to serve clients who can't afford me, and I get that. And there are ways to give back, right? You can do charitable donations. Maybe you open up a couple sessions a year that you gift to clients who fit a certain profile. Maybe, they're more economically disadvantaged or something like that. There are ways that you can give back to the community, but you really have to think of your photography business as a business first. That's like the key thing is, if you aren't treating your business like a business, it's going to be really tough to make money and make a living doing this long term. Now, how do you create a client experience? Well, we've got lots of videos on that too, but think of ways that you're prepping your clients. So something like sending a session prep guide, or even from the moment that they're inquiring with you, how is it that you're presenting your pricing? Is it you just send them a price sheet and you say, here it is? Or are you sending them a really in-depth magazine or a web page that really breaks down every single thing in your offerings, speaks to the quality of the experience that they're going to have with you, all the way from the end of doing something like in-person sales. These are ways that we can craft and build that high-end client experience, which brings us to the second way, which is if I was trying to make more money as a photographer this year, I would 100% make the switch to offering tangible photo products, offering albums, offering wall art like you see here. These are the things that clients, when they're investing money, are they more likely to pay for just the digital files that every other photographer is offering? Or are they more likely to pay for a custom archive quality photo album, something like this, that they can see, and hopefully the camera will focus on that? Are they gonna be more likely to pay for an album like this that they can, look through year after year and have in their coffee table and hand down for generations to come? Absolutely, they're gonna be more likely to invest in that quality of experience. And naturally, as you begin to offer products, you can begin to raise your prices without having to worry about, well, this photographer gives a bunch of digital files for less and yada, 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 and we start getting into the comparison trap game. But the minute we choose to offer these high quality products for our clients, it also changes the perception of your brand, which also helps build that high-end client experience that you're after. The third way that I would also encourage you to look if you are wanting to make more money as a photographer this year is, I'm sorry, you gotta open up your QuickBooks. You gotta open up your accounting software. You've gotta open up your financial statements. You gotta open up all that stuff, and you got to start knowing your numbers. You have to understand what it is that you're bringing in the business, what's going out of the business, what it costs you to run. And these are everything from your cost of goods to your overhead. So things like studio, if you have one, if you have software subscriptions, business insurance, those types of things. That's like, hey, we know that this money is going out just to keep our business in business. Other things that happen as you scale and as you grow your business, like variable costs, like, hey, this client, every client receives a gift bag from me or a welcome kit, and it costs this much money to send to every client. We've got to make note of that as well. And then this also comes down to knowing how much it is that you have to charge at the end of the day. In other words, what is it that you want to make? How many clients is it that you want to photograph? Where does that bring you price-wise? Now, if you're like me and you're like, Sean, I really don't want to deal with numbers. I don't want to, I just tell me what it is that I need to be charging. We've actually got a free pricing calculator that you can grab down in the video description. So make sure to do that. And that'll walk you through everything from how many sessions you want to photograph a year, what you need to be pricing it at, and most importantly, how much you're going to make at the end of the year when all is said and done. So make sure to grab that calculator. But the first thing is knowing your numbers and getting clear on what it is that you want to make, and really having an understanding of your cost of goods, of things like how much it costs you to run your business, what are your personal expenses. This is gonna take a lot of pressure off of you as well, because now what's happening is you're not flying the ship blind or flying the plane blind anymore. You have a direction, you know what it is that you need to do in order to make this plane stay up in the air, keep your ship afloat. And when you have that understanding, you actually come in with much more clarity on what your business needs to look like, because chances are you think that you're making more than you are. And when you kind of pull back the curtain, you're like, oh my gosh, I actually didn't make as much as I thought I did. The fourth thing that I would do is I would make sure to position and brand myself as a premium experience. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the first one of committing to that high-end client experience. This one is really saying, how are we going to market that experience? One of the things that I do is sometimes I head up to Seattle. I'm in Portland, Oregon, so it's about a 3-hour drive. And one of the things that my wife and I do is about an hour into the drive, we stop at a Pilot gas station. It's like one of those like truck stops, right? And one of the things that I do is I literally just grab it's like one of those big old coffees so that I stay awake on my drive, because I know for the next 2 hours, it's like flat and nothing and pretty boring. So I grab a big old coffee to keep me awake. Now it is your run-of-the-mill gas station coffee. You know, it's like they got the creamers and they've got the stuff you pour in, and you know what I'm talking about. It's basically like, it's not very good, right? And that gas station coffee It gets the job done, right? But it's not the best in the world. It's not a wonderful experience. And Pilot, the gas company, doesn't really market their gas stations as luxury, right? I don't think we're gonna go out on a limb and say, yeah, gas station's luxury, right? Now, we compare that with walking a block and a half from my studio, and we've got one of the best coffee shops in town right there. And when I sit down, everything is different. It's curated in a way that it makes you feel like you're in a premium environment. Everything from the workspaces they have, to the interactions with the barista, to the quality of the coffee. It's a completely different ballgame. And one of the ways that they market that is as such. It is a high-end premium roastery. It is not your gas station coffee. And you have to ask yourself a very, very tough question of, are you the gas station coffee, or are you that nice coffee house? Are you the coffee house where clients, they're not gonna pay $2-3 for the gas station, or any more than $2 to $3 for the gas station coffee. Are they gonna pay that $7-8 for a latte? And yes, that is what lattes are going for on the West Coast, but that's besides the point, because the people that value that experience, the customer experience, the climate of it, the overall feel of the coffee house, as well as the quality, they're willing to pay 2, 3, 4 times the price from the gas station coffee. Your goal is to brand and market to the people that are willing to invest in that experience, but it all comes from you owning the fact that you are going to be positioning yourself as a premium brand, which leads us to the 5th point, which is you have to own what it is that you're doing. You have to do it, and you have to say, I am dedicated to providing a wonderful client experience. I know that I'm gonna be expensive. I know that I'm gonna be of high quality. And when you start to own that, all of a sudden people start to recognize that you mean business. And one of the things that I want you to do is I don't want you to shy away from being a more premium option. I don't want you to shy away from offering something as part of your client experience just because it's a little bit more expensive. Because the minute that you start to do this is the minute that you start to introduce doubt in your client's eyes. They start to wonder, hey, is this person really that? Are they really that premium experience that I'm after? And if this starts to happen over and over, and if you don't believe that you are the premium experience for your clients, it's going to introduce doubt in you, and that doubt in you is going to transpire into doubt in your clients. So you have to make sure that you make the effort to actually own that you're going to be a premium brand. It's kind of like, you have to believe in yourself. You got to do the Ted Lasso sign, you got to believe, right? And you want to make sure that if you're the photographer who's offering a premium client experience, well, you got to own up to that at the end of the day. And those are the 5 things that I would do. So if you're wanting to make more money as a photographer, the first is you got to make sure you're offering a client experience that's high end. You got to know, do your research on what it is that you're going to offer, what it is that you're going to do to elevate yourself above your competition in your area. You have to make sure that you're offering some sort of tangible products. This is one of the quickest, most effective ways to go from low prices to higher prices and justify them. The third is making sure that you are going to understand your numbers. Come in where you're not flying your ship blind, but actually, or flying your plane blind, but actually come in with a plan. Fourth is you have to make sure that you are positioning yourself as a premium brand. And then 5th, we want to make sure that you are believing in that. You can't shy away from it. Don't say, hey, I'm going to offer a client experience, but I'm going to offer cheaper prices. It doesn't work, folks. I'm sorry to tell you. We can get into that in a whole nother video, but you have to own it. So if this video was helpful for you, drop a comment below. Let me know what you're most excited about heading into 2026 with your photography business. Would love to help you out. Let me know what you want from other videos in the channel and all those types of things. We're here to help you out and help be the guide as you head into your photography career of making more money, booking more clients, and at the end of the day, having that freedom, time, and flexibility to do what you want. So again, I'm Sean Brown. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And before you go, we got another video for you that's gonna be helpful. YouTube's gonna suggest something. I don't know what you need, but YouTube does because you're probably searching for it. So check out this video right here.